Welcome to our channel, Elevate English. Today, we continue our English Journey series. This series is about real people. It is about real stories. It is about learning English in different ways. Everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own challenges. Today, we will meet Yusuf. Yusuf learned English through cooking. He loved food. He loved creating dishes. He loved sharing meals with people. He used his passion for cooking to learn English. He watched cooking videos. He read recipes. He wrote his own recipes. He explained his cooking steps in English. And today, he is a famous chef. He makes cooking videos in English for millions of viewers. Today, he will share his story with us. He will tell us how he did it. Let me tell you Yusuf's story. My name is Yusuf. I am 28 years old. I come from a beautiful country in the Middle East. My country is full of rich flavors. It is full of amazing food. It is full of wonderful traditions. I love my country. I love my family. I love my food. I grew up in a family that loved cooking. My mother was an amazing cook. My grandmother was an amazing cook. They taught me everything. They taught me how to prepare ingredients. They taught me how to mix flavors. They taught me how to create beautiful dishes. I always loved cooking. I loved being in the kitchen. I loved the sounds of sizzling. I loved the smells of spices. I loved the colors of fresh ingredients. I loved the feeling of creating something delicious. It was my passion. It was my joy. It was my life. I started working as a kitchen assistant in a small restaurant. It was a simple job. I washed dishes. I chopped vegetables. I prepared ingredients. I cleaned the kitchen. It was not a glamorous job, but I loved it. I was in the kitchen. I was surrounded by food. I was learning every day. But I had a problem. I could not read recipes in English. Many of the best cookbooks were in English. Many of the best cooking videos were in English. Many of the best chefs spoke English. I could not understand them. I could not learn from them. I was limited. I was frustrated. I was stuck. I knew that English was the key to my dreams. I wanted to become a great chef. I wanted to learn from the best. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to share my food with people from different countries. I wanted to create my own recipes. I wanted to make cooking videos. I wanted to inspire others. English was the key to all of this. But I had a big problem. I did not know how to learn English. I tried studying grammar. I found it boring. I tried reading textbooks. I found them dull. I tried taking classes. I found them slow. I was frustrated. I was discouraged. I felt like I would never learn. I felt like I would never achieve my dream. Then, I discovered something amazing. I discovered cooking videos in English. I watched them every day. I watched them on YouTube. I watched them on cooking websites. I watched them on social media. I fell in love with them. I learned new recipes. I learned new techniques. I learned new vocabulary. I learned new phrases. I learned new expressions. I learned new pronunciation. I learned new culture. I started watching cooking videos with subtitles in my language. I watched them to enjoy the cooking. I watched them to learn new dishes. I watched them to learn new techniques. I did not try to learn English. I just watched. I just enjoyed. I just relaxed. But something happened. I started noticing things. I started noticing the words. I started noticing the phrases. I started noticing the pronunciation. I started noticing the expressions. I started noticing the culture. My brain was learning without me even trying. It was subconscious learning. It was effortless learning. It was natural learning. I became curious. I wanted to understand more. I wanted to understand everything. So, I started watching with English subtitles. I watched the same videos again and again. I watched them with English subtitles. I read the words as I listened. I connected the sounds with the words. I learned new vocabulary. I learned new expressions. I learned how words are really pronounced. I learned how people really talk. Then, I started watching without subtitles. It was difficult at first. I could not understand everything. I missed many words. I missed many phrases. I felt frustrated. I felt like I was not making progress. But I did not give up. I kept watching. I kept listening. I kept learning. Slowly, my brain adapted. Slowly, I started understanding more. Slowly, I started understanding almost everything. I also started reading recipes in English. I found recipes online. I found recipes in cookbooks. I read them carefully. I looked up the words I did not know. I wrote them in my notebook. I learned the names of ingredients. I learned the names of techniques. I learned the names of tools. I learned how to follow instructions in English. I also started writing recipes in English. I wrote about the dishes I knew. I wrote about the dishes I loved. I wrote about the dishes my mother taught me. I wrote down the ingredients. I wrote down the steps. I wrote down the tips. I wrote down the secrets. I practiced my writing. I practiced my vocabulary. I practiced my grammar. But the biggest change came when I started cooking and speaking English at the same time. I started narrating my cooking. I started explaining what I was doing. I started describing the ingredients. I started describing the steps. I started describing the flavors. I started describing the smells. I started describing the textures. I started describing everything. I started recording myself. I set up my phone. I pressed record. I started cooking. I started speaking. I said, "Today, I am making chicken curry." First, I chopped the onions. I chopped them finely. Then, I heat the oil in a pan. I add the onions. I cook them until they are golden brown. Then, I add the garlic and ginger. I cook them for 1 minute. Then, I add the spices. I add cumin. I add coriander. I add turmeric. I add chili powder. I stir everything together. Then, I add the chicken. I cook the chicken until it is brown. Then, I add the tomatoes. I add the yogurt. I add the cream. I let it simmer. I let it cook slowly. I let the flavors develop. At first, I was shy. I was nervous. I was embarrassed. I made many mistakes. I mispronounced words. I used the wrong words. I made grammatical errors. But I did not give up. I kept practicing. I kept recording. I kept speaking. I watched my videos again. I listened to my voice. I identified my mistakes. I corrected them. I improved my pronunciation. I improved my vocabulary. I improved my grammar. I improved my fluency. I became more confident. I became more natural. I became more fluent. I also started sharing my videos. I shared them with my friends. I shared them with my family. I shared them on social media. People loved them. They said, "Yusuf, your English is so good." They said, "Yusuf, your food looks amazing." They said, "Yusuf, you are a great teacher." Their encouragement motivated me. Their support inspired me. Their love kept me going. I kept making videos. I kept cooking. I kept speaking. I kept learning. My videos became more popular. More people watched them. More people subscribed to my channel. I became a small celebrity. I became a cooking influencer. I became a teacher. I also started interacting with my viewers. They left comments. They asked questions. I answered them in English. I explained things in English. I gave advice in English. I shared tips in English. I connected with people from all over the world. I made friends. I built a community. I created a following. After 1 year, I noticed a huge difference. I could understand cooking videos without subtitles. I could read recipes in English with ease. I could write recipes in English without hesitation. I could speak English fluently while cooking. I could explain everything clearly. I could interact with my viewers confidently. My English had improved so much. I was so proud of myself. I also became a better chef. I learned new techniques from English videos. I learned new recipes from English cookbooks. I learned new flavors from English-speaking chefs. I experimented with new ingredients. I created my own recipes. I developed my own style. I became a creative chef. I became an innovative chef. I also started working at a better restaurant. The chef was from England. He spoke English. I could communicate with him. I could learn from him. I could understand his instructions. I could ask questions. I could share ideas. I became a valuable member of the team. I was promoted. I became a sous chef. I was happy. I was fulfilled. I was successful. Now, I am a famous chef. I have my own YouTube channel. I have millions of subscribers. People from all over the world watch my videos. They learn to cook from me. They learn English from me. I am inspiring others. I am helping others. I am making a difference. I also travel the world. I visit different countries. I try different foods. I learn different techniques. I share my experiences with my viewers. I speak English everywhere. I communicate with chefs from different cultures. I connect with people from different backgrounds. I am living my dream. I am living my passion. I am so grateful for this journey. I am so grateful for the lessons I learned. I am so grateful for the English I learned. Cooking taught me English. Cooking changed my life. Cooking gave me a purpose. Cooking gave me a career. Cooking gave me a community. Cooking gave me a future. Yusuf's story shows us that learning English can be fun. It can be enjoyable. It can be natural. You do not have to study grammar books. You do not have to take boring classes. You can learn through your passion. You can learn through your hobby. You can learn through cooking. You can learn through music. You can learn through movies. You can learn through anything you love. Yusuf's story teaches us many lessons. It teaches us that we should find our passion. Yusuf found his passion in cooking. He used that passion to learn English. We should all find our passion. We should all use our passion to learn. It makes learning easier. It makes learning more fun. It makes learning more effective. It teaches us that we should practice every day. Yusuf practiced every day. He watched videos. He read recipes. He wrote recipes. He recorded himself. He spoke English. He did something every day. He was consistent. He was dedicated. He was disciplined. We should all practice every day. Consistency is the key to success. It teaches us that we should not be afraid of mistakes. Yusuf made many mistakes. He mispronounced words. He used the wrong words. He made grammatical errors. But he did not let his mistakes stop him. He learned from them. He corrected them. He improved. We should all embrace mistakes. They are a natural part of learning. They are stepping stones to success. It teaches us that we should share our journey. Yusuf shared his videos. He shared his progress. He shared his learning. He connected with others. He built a community. He inspired others. We should all share our journey. Sharing helps us learn. Sharing helps us grow. Sharing helps us connect. It teaches us that we should be patient. Learning takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience. Yusuf did not become fluent overnight. He worked hard for months. He was patient. He trusted the process. He did not give up. We should all be patient. We should all trust the process. Results will come. Yusuf's story is your story. You are like Yusuf. You can learn English through your passion. You can learn through cooking. You can learn through music. You can learn through movies. You can learn through anything you love. It is possible. It is achievable. You just need to start. You just need to be consistent. You just need to never give up. Thank you for listening to English Journey on our channel, Elevate English. We hope this story inspired you. We hope it encouraged you. We hope it reminded you that you can do it. You are not alone. We are with you on this journey. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye and good luck. And remember, find your passion. Use it to learn. You will achieve your dreams. I believe in you.